and eyes above. Almost beside the point to say that I'm in love with the voice of Leonard Cohen in my ear. Cyrano will lead me to you, dear. I'll forget myself sometimes, but I'll never forget you. If I can't win you in rhyme, I'll be happy trying to. And the girl I love is doing all she can. One day she'll be looking for a man. Still I think of her and can't help making plans at the Hoover Dam. Older cities sprang from dirt. I would build a fortress to shelter you from her, with a reservoir of all we must contain. Concrete to wall away the pain. And I'll forget myself sometimes, but I'll never forget you. If I cannot win you in rhyme, I'll be happy trying to. And the girl I love is doing all she can. One day she'll be looking for a man. Still I think of her and can't help making plans at the Hoover Dam. She wears won't slow her down to the pace of my heart beating. She's bigger than this town, and as she leaves I will not say a word. The foolish dream remains unheard. I'll forget myself sometimes, but I'll never forget you. If I did not win you in rhyme, I was happy trying to. And the girl I love is doing all she can. Now that she's looking for a man, still I think of her and can't help making plans at the Hoover Dam. It is an honor to be here playing for my friend Cynthia with you. So the genesis of the songs I'm going to be playing for you tonight is something that traumatized a lot of us music lovers. On April 7th of 2020, we lost the great John Prine, who, for the musicians in this room, I don't think I'm taking a stab in the dark to say, was iconic. And to know John Prine is to love John Prine. And at the beginning of the pandemic, when we were all kind of struggling and wondering what to do with ourselves, I used to speak almost daily to my friend Kevin Salem, who is my producer, and talking about things that we can do to try to make our lives and our families more sane. And he gave me an assignment, which was write some John Prine songs, which is quite a challenge. First of all, as you can probably tell, I'm not much of a guitar player. I can't finger pick, and that's John's thing. Secondly, to write a John Prine song is to write with an open heart and to write without any real sarcasm, any real rancor. It's about open-heartedness and kindness and love and simplicity. These are really hard things to pull off in a convincing way, especially to a cynical bastard like me. So it was a challenge, but I took it on, and this was the first of the lot of this little EP of 5 songs I'm releasing next month called Dear John. This is the first one that came. It ended up sounding like Buddy Holly, but I swear it was an attempt to sound like John Prine. And Cynthia's gonna sing along when she feels like it. This one's called Till You Make Me Home. I caught a glimpse behind the counter, so this is where I'll say I found her. The day we met, she didn't say a word. She looks up and I'm a goner. I feel the heat when I don't wanna, losing my grip on thoughts she never heard. You say it's lust, I say it's deeper. You're feeling strong, I need you weaker. Gonna wait right here, I don't wanna roll till you make me home. Beautiful. Bicycle spoke, caught my shoelace. I took a dive right into her place. She took me in, put some JP on. We lock eyes through a bandage. I feel a spark, I gotta manage to turn this sprint into a marathon. You say it's lust, I say it's deeper. You're feeling strong, I need you weaker. Revving me up from 0 to full blow. I found a girl, I wanna keep her. I wrote it down, read 'em and weep her. From a gentle breeze to a full cyclone, till you make me whole. You make me whole. Let's take it back behind that counter. We'll tell our kid of that encounter. Watch her laugh, maybe roll her eyes. Through all the doubt and all the damage, now we emerge with an advantage. We got a love that ain't a compromise. You say it's lust, I say it's deeper. You're feeling strong, I need you weaker. You gave it good till my mind was blown. I found a girl, I wanna keep her. I wrote it down, read 'em and weep her. Gonna wait right here, I don't wanna roll till you make me whole. You make me whole. what you just saved me from. When I was practicing that at home, I tried yodeling. But because a harmonist joined me, I decided it would not be appropriate to yodel, and I spared you all because a middle-aged man from New Jersey has no business yodeling, even though I tried it. Okay, so this song, this is the one downer, but hopefully it carries some joy with it. So even though I was trying to write John Prine songs, this is the one that sort of anchored it for me to make me believe, like, especially since most of the writing and recording I do has loud guitars, since I was going to go in the Americana vein, this one anchored it because it was so very personal and so very challenging. 2 weeks after John died, and this is the part that makes me emotional, his beautiful, wonderful, articulate wife, Fiona, gave an interview to the BBC talking about John's last days. And she talked about his, she was in the hospital with him during his last day, and she had to fight really hard to get in there because this was the beginning of what we didn't understand and what the doctors couldn't get a grip on. And she talked about how she just sat with John, and she didn't know if he could hear her, but she told him what he wanted. She wanted him to know about how she and her boys and their boys were going to continue his tradition and take care of the family and take care of the grandchildren, and how all the people loved him were going to carry on in his example. And I was so moved by that, and I thought, okay, here's a challenge. Put yourself in John's position at that moment, and you've got a lot to say, but you can't say it. You can only write a song in your head. So that's what this effort was. And it's called Hot Teardrops and Cold Compresses. Hot teardrops and cold compresses, thinking of my baby's dresses, thinking of what came before, lying here, wanting more memories that we were making, all the while time was taking what he needs. We'll only guess hot teardrops and cold compresses. I see shells, I hear flowers, I smell blinding light for hours. All my senses fall away, I got nothing left to say. If I did, you wouldn't hear. I'm so sorry, glad you're near. Speak to me and hold my hand. Tell me when this ship will land. In hot teardrops and cold compresses, fever dream of a baby's dresses, thinking of what came before, lying here, wanting more memories that we were making. All the while time was taking what he needs. We'll only guess hot teardrops and cold compresses. Oh, Socrates and Dave Thoreau, Walden Pond, I feel your glow. Zevon said enjoy each sandwich, now I get it, I can manage. Preacher chase me as I climb, your wisdom ain't worth a dime. Soon I'll be across that line, gonna burn one with John Prine. And hot teardrops and cold compresses, fever dream of a baby's dresses, thinking of what came before, lying here wanting more memories that we were making. All the while time was taking what he needs. We'll only get hot teardrops and cold compresses. So everybody Everybody's got their time. When the Lord decides it's mine, don't grieve over a song unsung. Here it is, my will's been done. Now I hear shouts, I smell flowers, I feel burning love, it's ours. And as I pass, I'll hold your hand. Finally this ship will land. In hot teardrops and cold compresses, fever dream of a baby's dresses, thinking of what came before. Lying here, wanting more memories that we were taking. All the while time was taking what he needs. We'll only get hot teardrops and cold compresses. Okay, so, are there any John Prine fans here? Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite John Prine duet?
Mexican Home.
Oh, the Blood
Duet?
The Blood in Milwaukee.
I want to dance with you.
My favorite is
the one with Irish to Men.
The one with Irish to Men, which is called In Spite of Ourselves.
In Spite of Ourselves.
So that to me is the single most profound, archetypical John Prine song, because on the surface it's corny and it's hokey, but if you listen to it and you feel it, you understand that it's about the depth of marital love, the depth of romance that has grown rock solid over time. And I always wanted to write a song like that. And the reason I've been able to is that I'm very happily married, in part. And the other part is I found a photo of my wife when she was in first grade that was so frickin' adorable. And I thought, and on that very same day, my wife and my then 14-year-old were watching one of these teen vampire shows, and they were fighting over which of the boys in it was hotter. And the boy was like 18 or 19, and I said to my wife, you seem to really mean what you're saying here in fighting with your 14-year-old daughter over which is the cuter 18-year-old guy. Is there anything you want me to know? And she said, a girl's allowed to be a cougar from time to time, if only in her imagination. So I put that photo together with the concept of Cougar Jenny, of my wife being Jen and calling her Cougar Jenny, and I imagined that I had met her when she was 6 and I was a younger man, which would not be possible because she's actually younger than I am, but I engaged in some poetic license to write this song called Cougar Jenny. And my wife, who adores Cynthia, couldn't be here tonight. And when I told her this could be a problem because, you know, when you're in the audience and rolling your eyes at me, it keeps me from saying stupid shit. And without you there, and with, you know, she picked up on that quickly. She said, Cynthia's there. You know that look she gives you. And it's true. It's called the Eric Don't Be a Putz look. And I've got it for 38 years or so, and I love it. So, so Cynthia, as the probably the first older woman I've ever loved, platonically, is going to sing the part of Cougar Jenny in this song. It was a scandal, all I could handle. Jennifer was twice my age. She was 6 and I was 3. Baloney and romper room were all the rage. Somebody found a basket full of kittens in the woods at Bicentennial Park. Hold my juice box, gotta check this out. That's where I got my first kiss on a lark. Hugs and kisses, hits and misses. Gonna make that girl my missus. Cougar Jenny, I walked the line. My love for you was right on time.
How I spend my summer
kisses. Is that what this is?
Little boy, you must not whine. My love for you will come in time.
Take a solo, Cougar Jenny. Well, she became a rebel, colored way outside the line.
But he ate crayons till it made me scream. At the nurse's office, he did hard time.
Well, that was 20 years ago, and the rest is history. Cougar Jenny, I thank you, dear, for unraveling the mystery.
You still follow me around like I got something that you know. When this kid hears of what we did, nowhere to place the blame.
On hugs and kisses, hits and misses, let's show 'em all what wedded bliss is. Cougar Jenny, you're so fine, my love for you was right on time.
I guess you're gonna fall in line.
My love for you was right on time.
That was great.
I don't think I could have written that if I didn't know Cynthia. If I didn't have that Eric U. Putz face in my mind. So I want to be careful not to be rude to our other performers and you. I think we have like 10 minutes left. So, all right, I'll let you choose. And if I go on too long with the next song, that'll be the last one. The choice is this. Do I play for you a very heartfelt, loving song that I wrote for my daughter before she went off to college? Or do I play for you a heartfelt, loving song that I wrote for Bruce Springsteen when he got charged with driving while intoxicated on a motorcycle?
Yes, yes.
Bruce.
You have a problem with my daughter? Is that what you're saying?
I love the
All
daughter.
right. All right. So I think the majority, the louder people want Bruce.
Bruce.
All right. So would it be, I'm not going to spill the water again, I swear. Would it be okay, in order to get in the mood, because this is how I did it when I actually wrote the song, would it be okay if I were to have Bruce introduce the song?
Go for it.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, just kidding. Well,
I thought you were gonna do an imitation. Me too.
I don't know what could have given you that idea. I'm really bad at imitations, but let me tell you something. I want to bid you greetings from Colts Neck, New Jersey. In November of 2020, you might have heard that Patty and I had a couple guests out at the ranch. Their names were Barack and Michelle. Barack and I, we were doing this podcast called Renegades, Born in the USA. We were taking a break. Patty and Michelle are inside, talking about tofu, talking about tax-deferred income shelters. I would subsequently come to have approximately 500 million reasons why that was an important subject for them to be discussing. Anyway, this is a true story. I'm out in front with Barack. He's checking out my Lamborghini. Now I know I'm the boss. I'm the people's poet. So we call this the people's Lamborghini. Barack's enjoying it. He says to me, I'm going to try to do my Barack voice now. You know, boss, there's a lot of folks out there who might like to see the real America on the Jersey highways. What do you say I take her for a spin, boss? I don't know. Barack, we are in Monmouth County, New Jersey. It is a very red county. An African-American gentleman in an expensive sports car does not want to be driving in Monmouth County, New Jersey. At least he doesn't want to be pulled over. So if you're gonna take her for a spin, you best get on Route 35 and you drive north until you hit Middlesex County. Do not stop. So off goes Brock, and I'm alone. I got two choices. I can go inside and hang out with Patty Scaffa, or I can hop on my hog and drive through Sandy Hook. Those of you who may have been married to Patty Scaffa probably know what I did next. Also, those of you who've heard her sing. Listen, I can't say this to her, she's my wife, but there's only one Ronnie Spector, all right? Please, the warbling drives a man insane. Anyway, I get on my hog, I'm driving through Sandy Hook, and a fan approaches. He wants to do a shot with the boss. He's got a bottle of tequila with him. And he says, "Boss, do a shot with me." I can't say no. Now, I know what you're thinking, or you should be thinking. It's the middle of a pandemic. We don't have a vaccine yet. What are you doing swapping spit with a fan? I got an answer to that question. It's called boss immunity. Nothing bad can happen to the boss. I don't know about the fan. So I have a couple shots of tequila. And everything's fine until a park ranger approaches. He asked me if I can walk a straight line. The boss has not walked a straight line in about 50 years. It's not what the boss does. He asked me to recite the alphabet backwards. The boss does not know the alphabet. The boss knows 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all the boss knows. So he arrests me on suspicion of driving while intoxicated. I go get breathalyzed. 0.02 deciliters, whatever the hell that means. It is 1/4 of the legal limit, yet they don't drop the charges. You might have read about it at the time. Meanwhile, this obscure middle-aged lawyer from Fanwood Town writes a song about it. In a desperate attempt for fame and attention, and maybe tickets to my next show, this guy Harrison takes it upon himself to turn me into Reuben Hurricane Carter. As if there wasn't other serious shit going on in the world, real injustice, he's singing about me with a DUI. It's pathetic. And what's more pathetic is that the song from this lawyer includes a pitch for my business. He's actually name-checking himself and telling me to make him my lawyer. Now, I admire that, because that's Jersey, that's hustle. There's no way in hell I'm going with this guy. I've never heard of him before, but I admire the guy for giving it a shot. So, I didn't send him tickets. I didn't call him. I didn't write to him. He was very sad about that, I hear. But the least I could do to get him into the groove of singing this song to you, called a Jersey-Sized Disgrace, is to count him off. Maybe you can help me. Ready?
Ready.
Huh? You hit how? The boss just blew a .02. That's 1/4 of the legal limit. I wish I could see the full report. I'll bet there's something fishy in it. Now law enforcement hasn't loved our man since he sang of the American skin. But 41 shots are 39 more than he'd had when they arrested him. Now Sandy Hook is a special nook under federal control for an afternoon park service cop on a slow Saturday stroll. He saw Bruce hop on his bike, wrap his legs around her velvet rims, till a fan's empty Patron bottle made a defendant out of him. If they supply a public defender, I know he's gonna win this case, 'cause a DUI for a .02, it's a Jersey-Sized disgrace. Silvio said to Tony Soprano, 2 hearts are better than one. Feeling like you and Steve on that New Year's Eve, held up without a gun. This Jersey lawyer will take your call and defend you in Zoom court. And to Judge Martone, he will intone this passionate retort. I'm the boss's new defender, Eric Harrison on the case. And a DUI for a .02, it's a Jersey-Sized disgrace. Now we could work out a payment plan, boss. I know touring's been kinda slow. Perhaps we could play a couple songs of mine at your first post-COVID show. Either way, Chris Christie's calling, though I'm sure that he means well. As your lawyer, I must advise not to buy what he might sell. We'll plead you out to drinking in the park, and the rest will be erased. 'Cause a DUI for a .02 is a Jersey-Sized disgrace. Yes, it's true, nobody's above the law. That's why we're gonna put them in their place. And a DUI for a .02 is a Jersey-Sized disgrace. Yes, a DUI for a .02, it's a Jersey-Sized disgrace.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you very much.
Woo, so cute. Great job. So much fun. So we'll just take a 10-minute break and then we'll bring up Larry and David. Okay, take 5.